Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. So today we will be presenting our topic about presentation, which is Malaysia Madani, a paradigm shift in nation building under the current Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, where Malaysia embarks on a new journey in the search for national unity, stability and economic resilience. But before that, let me introduce my groupmates for this presentation. So, we have Adam Hakimi bin Brado Hisham, we have Faris Hakim bin Zamzuri, we have Muhammad Danish Mustaqim bin Muhammad Ismail, we have myself, Fadmi Muhammad Azhan, and we have Amirul Haziq bin Abdul Rahim. Okay, so moving on to our topic for today. So, let me tell you a bit about the overview of nation building in Malaysia and the current framework, which is Malaysia Madani framework. So, to begin with, nation building in Malaysia has always been a complex and ongoing process. So as a country with diverse ethnicities, religions and cultures, Malaysia's nation building efforts focus on promoting national unity, political stability and economic resilience. So since the independence of this country in 1957, each Prime Minister has introduced key policies to strengthen social cohesion. So for example, the new economic policy by our second Prime Minister, Tun Abdul Razak, aimed to reduce economic inequality, Wawasan 2020 by our fourth Prime Minister, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, where he envisioned Malaysia as a fully developed nation, and One Malaysia by Datuk Seri Najib, where he emphasized inclusivity and unity. So despite the differences, all these initiatives share one common goal, which is to encourage Malaysians to place national interests above ethnic or sectional divisions. So moving on to the political context, Malaysia entered a period of significant instability after the 14th general election in 2018. So frequent changes in government created uncertainty in leadership and policy direction. So this political turbulence continued until the 15th general election in 2022, which resulted in the appointment of Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim as Malaysia's 10th Prime Minister in the same month, November of 2022. So his appointment marked a historic moment with the formation of a unity government, or what we call today Kerajaan Perpaduan, which brought together previously opposing political coalitions. So this move was crucial in restoring political stability and public confidence in governance. So against this backdrop, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim introduced the Malaysia Madani framework. So unlike earlier political slogans, Malaysia Madani is a comprehensive policy framework grounded in values such as sustainability, compassion, respect, innovation, prosperity, and trust. So its main objective is to humanize economic development while restoring unity, integrity and accountability in governance. So to conclude, this report or our presentation today will be focusing on analyzing the Malaysia Madani framework, including its background, implementation and broader implications. It evaluates how Malaysia addresses the challenges of nation building in the post-pandemic era, examines the specific initiatives introduced under this framework, and finally present a SWOT analysis to assess its effectiveness in fostering a more united, just and progressive Malaysia.
Moving on my part, I will explain the background of the Malaysian Madani framework. This concept was officially launched by the Prime Minister on January 19, 2023. First, a genesis and philosophy, the term Madani is rooted in the Arabic concept of Madaniyah, which implies being civilized, urban and progressive. It also draws parallels to the Medina Charter, emphasizing justice and the rules of law in a pluralistic society. This framework was conceptualized by Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim long before his premiership, and is detailed in his book Script for a Better Malaysia. It was introduced primarily to address the trust deficit between the government and the people, to tackle a systematic issue like corruption and economic disparity. Second, the 6 core pillars, Madani. Madani is an acronym representing 6 core values that guide every government policy. The first is sustainability, kemampanan, focusing on economic growth that protects the environment and future generation. Next, P, prosperity, kesejahteraan, ensuring wealth is distributed equitably to all citizens. The third, I, innovation, daya cipta, encouraging creativity and digital transformation. Next, R, respect or hormat, cultivating a culture of mutual respect and human dignity. Next, T, trust, keyakinan, restoring confidence in national institutions throughout transparency. And the last one, C, compassion, ihsan, ensuring development is human and help the vulnerable. The strategic objective in the short, the strategic objective of Malaysia Madani is to respect divisize, race based on politics with a value based on politics. The goal is to build a civic nation where loyalty is based on sharing a moral value and economic justice rather than ethnic lineage.
For my part of the presentation, I will be explaining the activities, effort and initiative under the Malaysia Madani framework introduced by our Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Overall, this initiative focuses on human-centered development where economic growth goes hand in hand with social justice, good governance and sustainability. First, Madani Economy Framework. One of the main efforts is the introduction of the Madani Economy, Empowering the People, launched in July 2023. This framework focuses on two key ideas, which are raising the ceiling and raising the floor. Raising the ceiling refers to strengthening Malaysia's economy by moving away from low-skill industry toward high-value sectors such as technology, semiconductors, and aerospace. This is done through the new Industrial Master Plan 2030, which aims to attract high-quality foreign investment and increase income levels. On the other hand, raising the floor focuses on protecting the rakyat, especially the B40 and M40 groups. One important initiative is the progressive wage policy, which encourages employers to pay higher wages with government incentive. This helps reduce income inequality and improve workers' quality of life. The next one, fiscal responsibility and good governance. To strengthen trust in government institutions, the administration introduced the Fiscal Responsibility Act. This effort ensures that government spending and borrowing are controlled and transparent. It shows a commitment to responsible governance, so future generations are not burdened with excessive national debt. This initiative supports the Madani value of trust and accountability. The third one, Payung Rahmah Initiative. Moving on, to address the rising cost of living, the government introduced the Payung Rahmah Initiative, which reflect the value of compensation or ihsan. One well-known activity under this initiative is Menu Rahmah, where meals are sold at affordable prices around 5 ringgit Malaysia. This program involves voluntary participation from food operators without government subsidies, encouraging a spirit of gotong royong across communities. Another effort is Jualan Rahmah. which brings essential goods like rice, cooking oil, and egg directly to rural and low-income areas at discounted prices. This initiative helps reduce daily financial pressure on the rakyat. Next, the government launched PADU, which is a central database system that collects household income data. Through PADU, subsidies and financial aid such as sumbangan tunai rahmah can be distributed more accurately. This effort replaces blanket subsidies with targeted assistance, ensuring help reaches those who truly need it and promotes fairness in resource distribution. Lastly, under the pillar of sustainability, the government introduced the National Energy Transition Roadmap. This initiative focuses on renewable energy projects like solar and hydrogen energy. This effort not only protect the environment but also create green jobs, especially for younger people and TVET graduates. It also support balanced development across different states, not just in urban areas. In conclusion, the activities, effort and initiative under Malaysia Madani aim to build a nation that is economically strong, socially just and environmentally sustainable. This initiative show that nation building is not only about growth but also about improving the well-being of the people. That's all from me. Will be continued by my friend.
Now, let's dive into 4.0 SWAT analysis and impacts. Starting with strengths. The core strength of Malaysia Madani is its philosophical universality. Unlike previous policies that were often seen through a racial lens, Madani focuses on universal values like human dignity. This allows the government to address poverty based on need rather than race, which helps to reduce the ethnic resentment. Second is the strong commitment to governance. We see this through the Prime Minister's uncompromising stance against corruption. Structural reforms like the Government Procurement Act are vital because they stop the leakage of public funds. This restores the people's trust in our institutions. However, we must admit the weaknesses. The most critical one is the communication disconnect. There is a cognitive gap. While the elite discuss civilizational dialogue, the rural folks are worried about the price of rice and fuel. If the government fails to simplify this message, they will be seen as elitist and disconnected from the common man's struggle. There is also an implementation lag. Bureaucratic inertia often slows down the good policies. For example, delays in delivering aid like the Rahmah cash contribution can frustrate the people and erode their support for the government. Moving on to opportunities. Malaysia is well positioned for geopolitical neutrality. With the China Plus One strategy, global companies are looking for new hubs. We have successfully attracted tech giants like Tesla, Infineon and Amazon Services Web. These are not just businesses. They create high-income jobs that can reverse the brain drain among our youth. We also have the digitalization wave. Through initiatives like Jendela and Starlink satellite internet, we can bridge the urban-rural divide. This empowers rural entrepreneurs to join the digital economy, integrating them into the national mainstream. But we face serious threat. The biggest is the politicization of 3R: race, religion, and royalty. This identity politics creates a fractured nation. Even if we succeed economically, our social fabric remains fragile if one group feels threatened by the other. Lastly, global economic instability. As an open economy, we are vulnerable to external shocks. If global inflation rises, the cost of living will spike and the people will blame the government's policy failure. So, I want to highlight some tangible impacts of this framework so far. First is political stability. After years of a revolving door premiership where we changed Prime Minister 3 times in 4 years, the unity government has finally brought much needed calm and stability. Second is the economic impact on the people. For the B40 group, the Payo Rahmah initiative has been a crucial safety net. While it doesn't solve structural poverty, it acts as an immediate buffer against hunger and rising costs.
On this slide, I will explain 3 key strategies to strengthen Madani Nation, focusing on communication, food security, and social unity. First, decentralizing communication. The idea here is to implement the Madani Akar Umbi approach by mobilizing local ambassadors. These ambassadors help translate national policies into local dialects and contexts. This ensures people truly understand government initiative and encourage organic grassroots support. Second, strengthening food security. This can be achieved through the National Smart Farming Initiative, which provides land grants and IoT-based farming loans, especially for youth, by creating more agripreneurs and increasing efficiency. We can stabilize food prices and reduce dependency on imports. Lastly, institutionalizing cross-cultural integration by revamping remote and making cross-cultural community service mandatory for secondary students. We can foster genuine unity through shared experiences rather than just slogans. In summary, these 3 strategies work together to build a Madani nation that is inclusive, resilient, and united at grassroots level.
Finally, the conclusion. To sum up, Malaysia Madani is a paradigm shift. It is a necessary corrective measure to fix the instability of the post-2020 era. Our analysis confirms that the framework is strong, especially with plans like the Madani economy and NETR. However, a vision is only as good as its execution. The success of Madani will not be measured by its philosophy, but by its delivery. The government must ensure that economic growth actually raises the floor for the B40 and M40 groups. As we stated in our report, building a nation is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires the collective effort of the government, the civil service, and us, the rakyat. Thank you.